Hello, I'm Hayden Manning from Caltrans Public Information in San Diego. And today I'm here with the San Diego Bike Coalition with Andy Hanshaw and Sylvie Fronsick. And normally we do a large event in May. We have very big pit stop, and it's a really big event throughout San Diego County. And obviously we can't do that today. So we wanted to still talk about bikes. We're still adding some of the bikes in some of our freeway projects. We still wanted to talk about biking in San Diego, and that's why I wanted to bring in the Bike Coalition. And I just wanted to introduce Andy first and kind of do a brief explanation of exactly what the Bicycle Coalition does and how it's involved in San Diego.
Sure, Hayden. Thanks for hosting this, and thanks everyone for joining. Appreciate being here. And, I'm Andy Hanshaw, Executive Director with the San Diego County Bicycle Coalition. We are the regional nonprofit bicycle advocacy organization. We've been around for 30 plus years, advocating for projects to make bicycling more accessible, more safer, and more convenient for giving people a choice to move around our region by bike, whether that be going to work, recreating. And, May is National Bike Month, and we want people to remember that. And we've adapted during this time to provide programs and things that you'll hear about in a bit. But normally during this Bike to Work week, Thursday would be Bike to Work Day. It's always a big day. I'm a frequent visitor of the Caltrans pit stop on my way in downtown, and it's always just a big day. Bicycling now is really important for giving people the option to get outside, to move about, and we'll share some of those things right now. But really, the Bike Coalition is what we do is we sort of put it into three buckets. We advocate, we educate, and we celebrate. And we do all those things to promote the fun, the joy that bicycling brings, but also the utility and the way it helps us move around sustainably, and as a way to really help our city and our region reach climate goals and really promote a fun, physical, healthy way to move around our community.
I'm sure anybody's watching this, I've noticed, and everybody's noticed, there's been a lot of bicyclists. Can someone talk about some of the challenges maybe people should be doing or you've noticed they're not doing?
Yeah, I've got a couple of safety tips, and these have been collected by a whole bunch of people, scientists and cyclists and cycling scientists. Thing one is, focus on going on with the people that you live with anyway. Social distancing still applies on a bike, but on a bicycle, 6 feet isn't enough. So if you plan to be out and you notice people using the road, you want to have about 20 feet between you and them and as much space as you can. Just thinking about, the way that you move and the wind is going to flow and disperse things. The next thing is, if you live in a population dense place, please do bike in a mask. Not so much about you getting sick, it's about you possibly having COVID-19, exhaling, coughing, and passing that on to people. So just out of respect, if you live in a place that you'll bike past people, use a mask. The next thing is essential outings that can be done on a bike, might as well. But keep in mind, because of lockdown, travel is still kind of limited to essential outings, as well as, some kind of daily recreational outing. And then finally, think about planning ahead. If you be out a little while, pack supplies, a change of clothes, food, snacks. I think it's come up a lot lately is people don't have the same access to public toilets and things. You go out and you bike 25 miles and need to stop and use a toilet. Just thinking about the things you might need to go into that space or anything else you can do kind of leading up to that to plan those stops.
Okay, that's some good advice. I'm sure all these people that I'm seeing out there probably don't ride as often as you do, and then maybe it's the first time they've probably ridden this much in a long time. So I think these are very important safety points. Speaking of new riders and trying to actually get more people to ride their bikes to work and to other further activities, you said, like we said, this May is Bike to Work month or Bike to Work activities. You've already done some things this month prior to today that your group has done. What are the things that they've done in the past, and what are the things that are happening in the future?
I'll talk about the past. And then I'll let Sylvie sort of talk about how we've adapted to change some of these items in our new sort of environment. In the past, we've always been able to be a part of Bike to Work Day, which has over 100 pit stops across the region. Lots of great stops along the way on that particular day. But National Bike Month, we really encourage folks to try bike commuting all the time, or more so. And we try to provide the resources and sort of the messaging to give people the encouragement to go out and ride their bike to work, choosing the proper routes, looking at what's available for bike lanes and bike paths, and what kind of gear do you need. Make sure your bike's in great shape for getting back on it. There's been, as you said, Hayden, a huge sort of burst in people biking right now. And I think people are wanting to get out and be on their bikes. And so, as Sylvie had mentioned, there's precautions and things that we're going to recommend, but there's also some activities and things that we're promoting now that can give people a chance to get out there. Sylvie?
Yeah. So like Andy said, a lot of what we typically do is focus on kind of bike skate safety and skills and all aspects of that. What has been a big change, obviously is switching to online classes instead of face-to-face classes. And we've also had a big shift to doing wellness classes with a focus being about, connectivity, mental health and fitness. And then besides that, connecting with small local businesses to hopefully boost them up. As a couple of examples, we have a bike yoga class that's happening today. It's taught by Amanda at Pineapple Yoga. She comes in, teaches the class. It's all about focusing on the specific muscles that cyclists use. And then at the end of the class, anyone who's attended gets a discount to Two Wheel Cycling Boutique, which is also a local bike shop. We have a couple of events like that happen about twice a week. So we still have a big focus in bike commuting and safety. And then we also have these wellness classes, painting classes, kind of advocacy events going on.
Wow, that's definitely something different that I haven't seen in previous years. So I applaud you for still promoting Bike Month in May during this whole thing and just coming up with the creative ideas. Personally, I have not seen that. So I still hope people have seen this. I know you have some more events you want to promote, but have an opportunity to look at these. And like I said, it's not over. I know we have a big event happening on Thursday. Andy did mention it earlier. What is happening on Thursday that people can get involved?
Yeah, happy to speak to that. iCommute usually puts on this Bike to Work Day. And in lieu of that, they'll be hosting a webinar instead, which is all about bike commuting. So open to the public. It begins at 11 o'clock Pacific Coast time. And they have a couple of amazing panelists who will be speaking to some of the changes in San Diego, some tips about how to bike commute in the county. And then beyond that, just, doing some outreach to connect people with what iCommute has going on. And beyond just this one-time event, iCommute also does classes in schools typically. They do a lot of classes with businesses and, basic bike safety and commuting. So this is, one piece of a huge thing they do to reach out to people in the community and get people into not just biking, but, using public transit and all of that as well.
And where can they find out if they want to sign up for this class? Or this webinar if they want to sign up for Thursday? Where would they go for that?
They should be able just to go to the iCommute website. They have a biking tab, a bike tab you can push. I believe we also have it listed on the San Diego County Bicycle Coalition's website, and it's also listed on the Love to Ride website, which is the Bike Month Challenge event that we've been putting on.
So that brings us to the end of the week. There's still a couple of weeks or a few more days left. What other fun events go for the rest of the month that other people may be interested in?
The big thing that's going on that I am so excited about is a month-long challenge. It's called Love to Ride. And Love to Ride is an online platform that's about a decade old. They host citywide bike challenges. And so the May Bike Challenge, in light of COVID-19, is all about solo cycling. It's not about distance. It's not about speed. It's just about getting out and biking. So each week we have a challenge. We had a Cinco de Mayo challenge last week, and New Belgium donated a bicycle, which someone has just won and will be picking up today, hopefully. We have,
that's awesome.
It's so cool. And a lot of the kind of giveaways we have been donated by bike companies we love and also local businesses. The coming week, we have a Family Week challenge. Go biking with the people that you live with. Family can be anyone. And you have a chance to win a whole package, which includes lights and a hammock and a stick-on helmet mohawk and a whole bunch of just, fun things for the whole family. I really want to push that event because it's a lot of fun. It's all about incentivizing and encouraging people to bike, and it's an ongoing thing. Switching to bike commuting is a big challenge. It's not as easy as just ditching an automobile, picking up a bike and a helmet, and doing it, 5 times a week. It takes a lot of time, and it takes developing kind of skills little by little, but I think this challenge is an amazing way to get people taking those baby steps and finding out how they can switch, some trips that would have been done by automobile to being by bike instead. So I definitely suggest checking out San Diego's Love to Ride Challenge. Sign up now, totally free. You can join as a business. Good way to stay connected. It's a cool way to get a little bit competitive with people in kind of a positive way by encouraging them to meet goals they've set and, setting goals as a business or as a social bike club. And this will be an ongoing event. So when May Bike Month ends, we'll also have lots of kind of single day challenges that you can be involved in, as well as a Cycle September challenge. Love to Ride is with us into the next couple months.
Right. So with San Diego, it's a year-round biking community, really. I know we wanted to wrap this up fairly soon, but kind of talk about what else happens outside of May and what other events you guys have throughout the rest of the year. If you haven't touched on it, maybe we can just touch on one or two more.
I'm glad you mentioned sort of the project side and core of a lot of what we do, in addition to education and the events that we're putting on now, we always put on, is really advocating for projects that make biking more accessible and safer and connected. So obviously we're engaged with Caltrans and the Active Transportation Plan, plan statewide, but also projects that are in Caltrans right-of-way and bikeways that connect regionally through the Sandag bikeway projects, and $200 million being invested currently in projects that are coming online as we speak. I mean, years of advocacy went into these, and that's not going to stop. So I'm excited for the connectivity of the bikeways that are going in, a lot of protected bikeways, a lot of urban neighborhood get-around sort of bikeways. And so at the downtown mobility plan, there's just a lot happening that's going to make biking even more accessible and safer for everybody in the next couple of years, and we're really starting to see those come online. So with that, I think event-wise, we're going to still be advocating and asking people to join us at public hearings that are happening virtually, to speak up, to send comments in for projects in their neighborhood. So we're really sort of engaged that way always. But also our annual Bike the Bay event in August, the support of Caltrans and getting folks over the Coronado Bridge. And, we're hopeful that can still happen in late August, but we're having, we've got a contingency plan to do a Love to Ride challenge on that day as well, which I think will be really exciting on August 23rd. We'll be coming up with all kinds of creative ideas and events to get people excited about being on their bike, whether that be alone or their family unit, as Sylvie said, and really just sort of continuing the momentum that we've been building for years and years. We'll get past this and get back to sort of where we have always been, about getting out on our bikes together and having fun together. But in the meantime, we have to do what we have to do, and we're going to promote ways and ideas and events that'll let you do that by yourself or with your family.
So, and all that information can be found primarily on your website, the San Diego Bike Coalition website, which will have a link for this so they get to do. So that's always updated, and they can always find information of what's going on that site.
Yeah, always. SDBikeCoalition.org or our Facebook, SD Bike Coalition. A lot of our social media is extremely, important and valuable right now, and as a ways to communicate. And so I would ask anyone to have an interest to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All those outlets are really promoting everything we do right now, and they're fun. So join us.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate any last thoughts of it. I really appreciate your time today, and I hope we get a lot of people signed up. And actually go to the virtual site on Thursday and then sign up for other things throughout the rest of the year. Any last words? You okay?
Yeah, no, thank you, Hayden. I'm happy you took the time to chat with us today.
I'm glad. I do definitely miss the event because I usually go out there and talk to a lot of the riders, but not quite a close second, but this was still fun.
It's still Bike Month. Happy Bike Month, everybody.
Happy Bike Month. Okay, thanks a lot. Have a great day, you guys.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.